Well, I have to speak first because I have to say that,
It's a boy.
well, you see, you couldn't wait, huh? Couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait.
Grandpa Felix, once again, a bouncing baby boy. I noticed you look like you lost some weight there, Felix, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, looking good.
Thank you.
7 pounds, 13 ounces, ladies
14
and gentlemen.
ounces.
Right, my daughter was 7'13". I keep saying,
Seven
yeah,
fourteen.
that's
20,
right.
20 and a
And a
half
half
inches.
inches.
Born at 11:29 a.m. today. So, I'm a grandpa again, twice over. And how many times are you grandpa over? Twice also?
I don't know. No.
That you know of?
Oh, that depends. That's acknowledged. None. Okay. That I know of. Two.
No. That's. I don't want to.
That in itself is a long story, ladies and gentlemen. But we're here to talk about happy things.
Exactly. And happy, happy, happy. Okay, so.
Well, we also have to tell them that this is our first broadcast in the new digs.
And that's right, we got our new studios redone.
That's right. Felix went to no expense to
Uh,
get this done right.
and if you listen, you're probably hearing the better sound acoustics.
Felix has
And
definitely brought us into the 21st century.
yes, we
He
have.
lowered us one floor, but we are in the 21st century now.
We moved into the lower floor, the Trump Tower.
That's right. And speaking of Trump, I don't know if you watched yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, but he had one of his many news conferences from New Hampshire. And right off the top, right off the bat, somebody asked him, he mentioned that the president is a Muslim. He's not an American. Now, unlike in 2008 when John McCain was faced with a similar question from a woman who claimed that Barack Obama was not an American, that he was a Muslim, McCain showed some real class when he said that, no, he's an American. I just don't agree with his policies, but he's an American. Okay. Trump did nothing of the kind. In fact, he basically welcomed the question because he said, we'll get answers when he's president. That's what he said.
We'll look into it.
Don't forget, he was the chief, the birther in chief, Donald Trump, wanting to get a copy of the president's birth certificate. He was a doubter. He doubted whether or not the president had the smarts to get into Columbia and graduate from Harvard Law School and be president of the law club, law review. Now Trump said he was smart enough,
But what Trump's defense was that he didn't hear the first part of the question, and he did hear the second part, which
he's full
is
of crap. I saw it and I heard it. He heard everything. Because his initial comment was, oh, right off the top, he said, we got to start with a question like that. And he did nothing to dismiss the question at all. In my estimate, look, I am far from being a Trump supporter. Okay. But you had asked initially about the debates, and I have to tell you that after watching basically all 6 hours, I watched the earlier debate, the 3-hour debate, and then the 2-hour commentary. And I have to say, a couple of people moved up a little. Of course, Carly Fiorina, she was not on stage the first time, but she handled her questions very well. She was asked, for those of you who might have forgotten, to comment on Trump's comments about her face. And she took the high road and said, well, all those women out there who heard it know what they heard, and she said it's best left alone. Chris Christie got in a couple of good zingers. First of all, he started out and ended. It was almost cyclical. He said the camera shouldn't be on me; it should be on you, the voters, and pointing to the crowd because they make the determination. I thought that was a very smart move, and again, he did that at the end. But
Well,
when Fiorina and Trump were arguing over who made more millions or who lost more millions, I don't know. You remember that, Felix?
yeah.
Well, I should say Rev. Uh, Christie chimed in and said, listen, the 55-year-old machinist who lost his job doesn't care how many millions you lost or how many companies went bankrupt or you started. All he knows is he can't secure a job to take care of his family. And that's what we should be talking about. You know.
You know, there's a site called Fact Check that checks the validity, or they try to research the validity of what people say and make comments. And just for your information, when Carly was talking about a live baby with his legs moving around and all that, and that we should all watch the video of that.
And that was not true.
There is no video of it, so you
Right.
can't watch it.
Right, because we all know, those people with an open mind know that even if there was such a video, it would only be pieces spliced together from different, because that's what, Planned Parenthood is claiming, that the interviews that have been released to the public to listen to of the doctor and the interviewer talking about fetal body parts or whatever, that was spliced together. It was done strictly for, the pro-life movement. Okay? But to defund, to shut down the government, Reverend, I got to call you Rev, because when I call you Reverend, it reminds me too much of Sharpton,
It's the Rebellious Rev.
He's a phony.
Rev, not Reverend.
I know. Well, what was I saying?
Oh, wait a second. Our phone number, ladies and gentlemen, is 646-595-3275.
Oh, I didn't know you connected the phone yet.
We have we're opening up our chat room now.
Oh, we're also on Spreaker, don't forget.
Well, yeah, we have a chat room both on Spreaker and on Blog Talk Radio. So everybody's got a chance to chime in.
Right, to shut down the government. Do they really want to shut down the government over Planned Parenthood? I mean, there are so many much more important problems going on in this world and in our country. I don't like Kelly Ayotte from South Carolina said in a letter to John Boehner, we didn't accomplish very much when we shut the government down. She was talking about the Republican Party the last time. So unless you have certain goals that you want to achieve, why would you want to do it again? Okay, and that's coming from a Republican senator.
It can't be. Republicans never disagree, per you.
Well, you're right. They usually don't. But she wasn't disagreeing. She was sending a letter to Ted Cruz and a carbon copy to John Boehner saying, for Cruz, well, what's your objective? What's your goal? She didn't say she wouldn't support it. She just wants a sound reason to go along with it. Okay? And before they wanted to get rid of Obamacare. Well, they've tried that over 50 times and that's not working. What they have to do, now they're going to try it over Planned Parenthood. And, when you talk about, we got a caller. We have a caller, or is that us?
No, we have a call. Oh, we have a caller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a caller. We're gonna pick him up or her up. Go ahead.
What?
Who?
Come on, Chad. Are you cross-dressing now? You know you're going to go to hell for that. In any event, uh, well, let me ask you, your opinion here, Chad. Do you think? I mean, I know how you feel about Planned Parenthood, and it. Hey, today's a happy day. Did you wish the new grandpa a mazel tov? Felix's daughter gave birth today.
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, it was me,
No,
Felix.
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 Well, that's all right. Two
Thank
white
you.
guys. We kind of look alike. I mean,
Yeah, we're both fat.
exactly. Hey. Well,
Uh,
that you cannot. You cannot disguise that. That's you know.
Forget about it.
Not as much as it did on The Sopranos and
Yeah.
in Jersey or Brooklyn. You know, um, eh,
Forget about it.
forget about it. The important thing, the important thing is it's one word. You cannot take a breath. It's one. Forget about it. It's one word. You cannot take a breath. You cannot say forget about it. It's forget about it. That's it. That's exact. That's it. It's like in down south. Yes, that's right.
Yep.
It's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know, not at all me complicated. I don't think so. But well, we were talking about the debates. We were talking about Trump for one. Yesterday in New Hampshire, somebody asked him right off the bat a question about the president being a Muslim, and he had a chance to squelch that whole idea and that question and do the right thing, and he didn't do it. Okay.
It didn't
Well,
really say much of anything.
he basically said, well, there's a lot that has to be explained, and we'll get into it. Basically, when he's president. Well, according to look, Trump was the birther in chief. Back when all this came about. Trump was the one who wanted to see his college transcripts because he didn't believe that he was bright enough to get into Columbia. Okay. He wasn't bright enough to be president of the Harvard Law Review. He said that too many people from his childhood don't remember him. It's a whole mess of things that he said, and he did nothing to refute the question about is he a Muslim?